Through our firm, we also teach them like the drafting practices. Last
Right.
week, taught regard to bail applications and other things.
Okay.
So we want them to be well prepared when they exit our college after 3 years.
Right.
So I think we are the only college in India where we are teaching our students the drafting experiences, because every court has its own requirement of a drafting procedure.
Correct.
So we want them to be well aware of what they are entering into. So
Right.
in this effort, we have started this program. Like every weekend, we are bringing in advocates, and we ourselves are teaching them drafting practices, so that they have a better exposure towards the legal industry as such. So in this efforts, we welcome you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
And our students are very enthusiastic to know about the side of practice into intellectual property areas.
Right.
So in this scenario, I will hand over the stage to you, sir. So you can start the seminar. So
Okay.
we
Thank
welcome you
you.
once again. Thank you very much.
First of all, thank you to entire your team and students. And I'm very happy then you have given me this opportunity.
Mhm.
Basically, today we are talking about the intellectual property rights. So the intellectual property rights are referred to a creations of the mind, such as invention, literary and artistic work, designs and symbols, names and image used in commerce. So there are basically four types. There are four types of intellectual property rights. The first is the trademarks. The second is the copyright, and the third is industrial design, and the fourth is patents. So the all four are very vast subjects. So we will cover today the only the trademarks, because the every topics needs the more time. So today we will talk about only the trademarks, because the all four are, as I told you, it is very vast subjects. So basically, first the we'll see the what is the trademark. The trademark is an intellectual property. When you trademark a name, brand, or logo, you can establish an exclusive right or ownership over the same. But trademark registration in India, you become an owner of that name, brand, or logo. In this article, let us understand about the trademarks and different types of trademarks. Basically, there are the types of trademarks. First is word mark. The word mark is the product name which is used for purpose of identification and branding. Like for example, Infosys. Infosys is known for IT sectors, and the suppose the another example is Bisleri, is for water and beverages, etc. So this is called word mark. And the second is the device mark. Device includes the logo and the picture. Like for example, we have a biscuit, Parleji biscuit. There is a picture of one girl. It is very well known, that picture, and anybody can recognize the Parleji when he's seen the that picture of that the girl child. So the other example is you have seen the logo of Apple on the phone backside. So anybody can recognize it. It is a phone of Apple if when they seen the picture of Apple. And like example, the another example is McDonald. There is a device, M device. So the McDonald use that devices. So anybody can see from far. He immediately recognize that this is a device of a McDonald. He immediately recognize that it is belongs to the McDonald. So this is a device mark. So the third one is the shape mark. The shape mark is also the part of a trademark. The shape protects the basically the shape of a product. Like if you have seen the Pepsi bottle, there is a particular shape, the small bottle, so that the shape mark protects the shapes only. Like many household products like pressure cooker and other the tiffins, there is a different type of pressure cookers and the bowls. They all are protected in the shape mark, but it should be a new and the original. It should not be pre-published in anywhere in the world. Otherwise, the shape mark cannot be registered and it will be rejected immediately. So the fourth one is the collective marks. The collective marks is basically a trademark owned by the organization, such as an association, which is used by its member. For example, the word CA used by the Institute of Chartered Accountant. So this is basically a collective marks, which is used by their members. And the fifth one is the series mark. The series mark means for example, the McDonald's is a family of a trademark, includes the tag like McDonald's hamburgers, and Egg McPuffin, McChicken, McDonald's, etc. It is the series of mark. Basically, it belongs to the one particular family. So these like there is a word Mac. So if they put it the all Mac word in all their marks, so it is belongs to the one family. So it is called series of mark. Then there is a certification mark. So the sixth one, the certification mark is like ISI mark, indicating the confirming to Indian standards. And in India, like egg mark for all agriculture products, and there are BIS hallmark certified this purity of gold jewelry. So it is called the certification mark. So the next we will come on the parts of a trademark. There are two parts in the trademarks. The first part is the registration process, and the second is the litigation.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. I am coming to very basic question.
Yes.
When we talk about intellectual property,
Right,
so
yes.
property, normally when we think about a property, something which is tangible, which
Okay.
we can see and we
Yes.
can touch.
Yes.
But intellectual property is, I don't think that falls in that category of tangible property or assets.
No, there are two types of property. First is the immovable and non-immovable, movable or immovable property.
Okay.
So it is the actually a property only, the intellectual property. It is a assets only.
Okay, sir.
It's like a property only.
So, sir, how? I mean, I'm not able to exactly make out what is the connection. Right now, you told about this shapes, and then this shapes and different six types of. You just now you told about the marks and all. So how is it that related to the intellectual property? I'm missing something, I think.
So basically, no, in the IPR, there are four parts I tell you. First is the trademark, the second is copyright, third is industrial, and fourth is patent. So today we are, because the all fours are, because we need time to explain and to understand. So today we are only covering the trademarks part. So the trademarks also have the 6 parts, as I explained.
Yes, sir. I got it. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So it is very vast subject. And now we are on there are two parts. First is registration process and the second is litigation. So the registration process, first we'll talk about the registration process. The registration first process is that is called trademark search. If anybody wants to take any trademarks like Pepsi, so first of all, we understand what are the goods and services. There are 45 classes in the trademark. The 1 to 34 are belongs to the goods and services. So there is a nice classification. There is an international nice classification. which tells what goods covered in what class. And this class 35 to 45 are the services class. Like we are professional, so legal services is covered in 45. So there are 45 classes. So first we have to take a search. Suppose we want Pepsi. So we have to take a search in class 32, which is covers the beverages and the water and other.
So your connection is not stable.
My connection?
It's fine, I think.
Yes, yeah, there's no
it
issue.
is fine.
Yeah, it's
It
fine.
is,
No
it is
issue.
fine.
It is fine. We are
Yes, sir,
able
it's
to.
fine.
Yeah, it is fine.
Okay, let me start.
Yeah, it is okay. Already it was fine.
Okay,
Yes, sir. I have one query here, sir.
okay.
Sir, when we talk about the classification of the properties, so do
Yeah.
we follow the international standards, or India has its own standard, or the norms
So
for classification?
we basically follow the international classification only. So it is worldwide the same.
Okay,
The
thank you.
classification, yes. So we also follow the WIPO classification. It is World Intellectual Property Organization. So suppose we want to take a Pepsi. So we have to take a search in class 32, and we can get the answer whether the Pepsi's register or somebody has applied in class 32. If we have got the search report and we found that it belongs to some other party, so we should not apply. And thereafter, if we found that nobody has applied in that particular class, so we can tell the client and we can take that name. So the second step is, after that, if we found that is available in that class, so we file the trademark application, and we file that trademark application. And after that, the trademark office issued examination reports in that application. If the trademark office found that there are similar mark existing, or the mark is not is descriptive, it is barred under section 9, because the section 9 is, suppose we take a apple trademark in for fruit services. So it is basically a generic mark. It can't be, nobody can take that word, and nobody has right on a descriptive words for particular. But Apple we will take for electronics goods like the mobile phones and all. It is not descriptive. So the trademark office issued the examination on that particular, that your application, there is this objection. So if, and then thereafter we have to file a reply. We have to file a reply. If the registrar is satisfied with our reply, so they will accept our application. If suppose they will not satisfied with our answer, so they will fix the matter for hearings. So there will be a physical hearing after that, and the registrar will satisfied with our hearing, so they will accept that application. If they will not satisfy, they will refuse the application. But if they accept that application, so that mark shall be published in a trademark journals, which is called Gazette. So that trademark is published in the trademarks. That trademark will be in public domain for 4 months. Like we have applied Pepsi in class 32. So the mark shall be in public domain for 4 months. If anybody can have an objection for that trademark, so they can file the opposition against that mark, saying that this mark belongs to me, and or some party said it's a descriptive mark, it cannot be registered. So that anybody has right for 4 months. If nobody is filed the oppositions, then the mark shall be registered after 4 months, and it will be valid for 10 years. So after 10 years, we have to file a renewal every 10 years. If the opposition comes.
Sir, what is class 32?
32 is basically a class belongs to the beverages goods like juice and waters and all. So that is the class 32.
Okay,
And
okay,
like
sir.
class 35 is, I'm just for giving the example, the class 5 is like for pharmaceutical products. Class 3 is for the cosmetics products. So there are classification.
Okay.
Class 30 is for biscuit and namkeen and all, for masalas, the belongs.
So,
The,
sir, if I register, let's say Pepsi
Hmm.
trademark,
Hmm.
and in a scenario where Pepsi doesn't have any objection or nobody notices
Hmm.
within that 4-month period, so can I have that Pepsi's trademark in my name? I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm giving you only example. You can't have the Pepsi. Because if definitely if they will seen in the trademark journal, they definitely oppose. And there are two process. If suppose you have applied the trademark Pepsi for proposed to be used, or you are already in use. So there is a column. So if you have applied on proposed to be used basis, so they will definitely file the opposition to stop your registration. If suppose you have filed you have a claimed the user, that suppose Pepsi you are using last 1 year. So the Pepsi can also file the suit against you that this person is violating my rights, and they file the case against you for infringement and passing off the whatever remedy available to them. So I'm giving you example only a Pepsi. It is not, you can take the Pepsi.
Sir, I have a question.
Mhm. Yes.
Suppose if I go to US and if I
Okay.
find a particular trademark which is very much interesting to me,
Yes.
and if I come back to India,
Yes.
can I use the same trademark in India?
So, sir, I told you that first of all you have to take a search. The purpose of search is for that is only so if you take a search and you will find that party has applied in India or not. So
Okay.
you will get the answer. Sometimes the party is not applying in India, but they actually in use in India.
Okay.
So we have to also take a we have to also do the market survey also. So generally the public copies to each other mark. So that is called infringement, as you are aware.
Okay.
So we have to be careful when we are adopting the mark. First, we have to take a search, and we have to also do the market survey, so that we will not be in trouble in future.
Suppose,
Sir, before, as you said, we have to do, beside market survey, we have to do search also. So is there any particular place or, any website, like normally everything is digitized right now. So any particular website where we can go and search?
No, there is no particular website. You can only search, because generally the international client, they definitely apply if they wants to propose to be used in India. So suppose some US company wants to register in India and they wants to use in future. So they mostly they apply the trademark. So we will get the answer. Yes, they have applied. So it means they wants to use in India.
sir, coming up to my basic question, the reason why I was asking is recently Tesla came to India, right?
Yeah.
And they registered their company in India. So once they register the company, then that Tesla logos get registered, right? Or the trademark gets registered. So before Tesla came to India, if I would have registered the same trademark of the Tesla in India, how can they infringe? How can it be infringement of the rights? Because it was not never came to India.
That is called there. That is why I told you there are certain laws which is called the trans-border reputation.
Okay.
So the trans-border reputation. Suppose in there is a one case that is called Whirlpool and an art dongre. The Whirlpool is a well-known trademark in international. So in that case, what happened then? One Indian party has silently applied in India, and he get the trademark registered in India, and they are using in India. But after some time, the Whirlpool international client came to know that the one party in India, they are using Whirlpool. in India, and they have get the registration. So they immediately file a case before the Delhi High Court, and they got the injunction on the basis of the because the goodwill and and reputation. They have a goodwill and reputation. They have a worldwide goodwill and reputation, and it travels all over India, all over world. The goodwill, because nowadays the people are going to suppose airport. So in the airport there are multinational brands are available, international and national. So they prove their, in that case they have proved their goodwill in worldwide reputation, and they have also shown some paper work. They have an advertisement, and they have some magazines, and they have an advertisement in newspaper in India. So the Honorable High Court has restrained them from using, and that judgment is approved up to the Supreme Court.
Thank you, sir.
And there is another way. In one case, the recent case, there is a case, the one international Toyota has lost their right in India. It is contrary judgment to that Whirlpool. And in that case, the Toyota, one of the sub-brand is Pyrrhus for car. So in India, one party has applied even before came to an existence of a Toyota in India. So he has proved that he is prior in India even before there any advertisement and launching in India. So he succeed from the Supreme Court. So there is contrary law also available.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Got my point?
Sir, I have another
Yes, sir.
question. Sir, I have a question related to search. Like
Okay.
there are thousands of symbols or marks are there in which is already in use. So
Yes.
how a search will work? Like who can search from that unique symbol is already present or not?
Anybody can search. There is the search is free of cost. There is a website is ipedia.nic.in. So anybody can take search from them.
Yeah, my question related to the number of symbols are there. Like who will match it? Maybe thousands and lakhs of symbols are there, right?
So who wants to take that logo, he has to match, because, or either if he wants to apply some trademark, he definitely contacts the trademark agents or the trademark advocates. So they will let them whether it is available or not. That is the duty of the advocate and as well as the attorneys.
And my second question is related to notification. Like somebody applies for a particular trademark, and it will be in notice for 4 months, as you said. 4 months it will be in the public. So how it is notified, via any print media or like?
So it is also available on the. It is published in the website only. As I told you, the ipindia.nic, there is a column 1 publication. It is called trademark publication. So it comes every Monday.
Oh, okay. Like for example, I am a owner of the Hyundai car, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
someone applies for it, and for 4 months I didn't notice because I don't know where to see the notice, public notice for that 4 months.
Yes.
Then it will be registered on someone else's name. Is it like that?
If Hyundai, say in Hyundai, because every corporates have their litigation team, and they have a legal teams. So if they see him, they definitely oppose. If suppose they have bypassed that process and they have not seen it, and that party has got registered that trademark, even after that party can file the rectification and for cancellation of that mark. And on the ground, on the different grounds that the marks belongs to me and I'm a well-known, different grounds. So it can be cancelled thereafter also. And there are 2 types of rectification. One, it is filed before the trademark office itself.
Okay.
And there is one tribunal which is called IPAB, Intellectual Property Appellate Court. Now, the few days back, that tribunal is abolished. Now they are in process. They are giving that power, I think, to the courts only, the commercial courts only. but it is under process. As of now, there is no finality.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
how many steps you have to go for trademark, sir? For basic to completed steps.
The first step is the trademark, sir. Second is the filing. Third is examination. Fourth is reply to examination. Fifth is hearing. Sixth is acceptance or refusal. Seventh is publication. Eighth is opposition or not opposition. And ninth is registration. And 10th is renewal. And in many cases, suppose the first you have applied the trademark, if the trademark founds that there is no objection, they directly accept. So it will bypass the all process, the examination, reply, hearing, it will directly accept. If your mark is good, if it is a unique mark and there is no similar. Yes.
So how long this process, sir? Entire process will take?
Generally,
how long this entire all steps will take to complete?
Yes, if you have a clear mark, so it will take 8 to 12 months to get the registration, because 4 months you can't bypass the publication one, because 4 months it will be in public domain. You can't bypass that process. It will have to have happened. And if there is a opposition, then it will take several years. Even we don't know, there is a lot of pendency before the trademark office. So if once your mark is opposed, so it will take, opposition means it is like a litigation. In opposition matter, first that party will file opposition, then the second party has a right to file a counter statement, and then there is a evidence rule 45, then there is a evidence rule 46, and there is a evidence rule 47, then there is a final argument. So there is already a lot of pendency. So if the mark, any mark is opposed, then it will take 5 to 7 years at least. And there is no guarantee that party will win. If they have a good mark, then definitely they will win. If they have copied the other marks, they will lose.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
So nowadays, sir, everybody using technology for re-engineering process. So
Yes.
in the re-engineering process, everybody changes some of the things. Some changes in a different way of the. Suppose, for example, in the cars, this one front gear, and they will change to back gear. Like the different versions, they will change. So that is a trademark will be there. That type of trademark.
No, trademark name is, I already told you, the trademark only protects the name, shape, and the device. They have no concern with that process.
No, patent is there. No, Patent Act.
Definitely, patent will protect the process.
The process is there, but
yes,
everybody changes same thing. Nowadays, manufacturing associations,
no, yes,
they are doing same process. They will never change the things.
So no, they can't do it if the process is registered. So they can't do it.
They can't do it. Thank you.
Yes.
Unless the royalty is paid, I suppose.
Sorry.
Unless you pay for that.
Yes.
Using.
Yes, you have to pay for royalty and you have to take a license. And now, can we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next is I told you about the registration process. Now we come to the litigation portion. See, the litigation in the trademark, there are two parts. One is the passing off. The second is the infringement. The first will talk about the passing off. The passing off is a common law tort and the common law remedy, which can be used to enforce unregistered trademark rights. The law of passing off prevents one person from misrepresenting his goods or services as that of another. If anyone do not have any trademark registration or the trademark application is pending, and any third party is violating their rights, so the owner can sue that party on the basis of passing off action. The passing of action is providing basically a protection to unregistered goods and services. So in the passing of the first there are fundamental principles. There are three fundamental elements basically: the reputation, misrepresentation, and damages to goodwill. That in the suit for passing off. So the plaintiff must establish first the goodwill or reputation attached to his goods and services, and the secondly, he must prove a misrepresentation by the defendant to the public, that is leading or likely to lead the public to believe that goods and services offered by him that are that of the plaintiffs. And lastly, the must demonstrate that he has suffered a loss due to belief that the defendant goods and services are those of the plaintiff. And but in the modern elements of passing off, there are 5 elements. Earlier there were 3, but now in the modern there are 5. They have added 2 more elements, which are to fourth one is to calculate to injure the business and goodwill the another trader, and the fifth one is the cause which is caused the third one, to prospective customer, his or ultimate consumer of goods and services supplied by him. The first 2 are same, and the first 3 are same. The 2 I have explained. So, and there is a one well-known case of on the passing off. The Honorable Supreme Court of India has passed one judgment, the Lakshmi Kant B. Patel versus Chetan Bhatt Saab. It is published in AIR 2002 Supreme Court, page number 275. So it is a very well-known case for the passing off. In that case, the plaintiff in the business of the color lab and studio, and they have taken a name, the Mukta Jivan Color Lab and Studio. And the defendant, what the defendant did is, the defendant was doing the business in the name of Gokul Studio. But later on, what he did, he adopted the trademark Mukta Jivan Color Lab and Studio. Earlier, he was using Gokul Studio. So the Honorable Supreme Court of India had as 3 tests I told you: the reputation of goods and possibility of deception and likelihood of damages and damages to the plaintiff. And the ultimately the plaintiff has succeeded in that case and make out the prima facie case, and he has proved that there is a likelihood of injury which would be caused to the plaintiff in future. So the plaintiff has succeeded in that case. So this is the passing off. So if you want ask any question about the passing off, we can ask. Otherwise, I'll proceed further.
Sir, so basically passing off is like bypassing some rights of someone?
Sorry?
Bypassing anyone's rights is a passing off?
Your voice is not clear. Can you speak loudly? Hello?
So sir, passing off is something knowingly utilizing someone else's technology?
No, I'm not getting your point.
Okay, I'll ask the question later, sir. I think I need to use my mic again.
Okay. So there is a second option is the infringement. The infringement, as you are aware, which is the statutory rights. If you have a registered trademark, so you can see or you can sue on the basis of an infringement. And on registration of a trademark, the registered proprietor gets under Section 28 of the exclusive right to use the such trademark in relation to the goods in respect of which the trademark is registered, and to obtain a relief in respect of infringement of such trademark. The action for infringement is a statutory rights remedy and conferred on the registered proprietor of a registered trademark for the vindication of exclusive right to use the trademark in relation to those goods. to establish the infringement, the main ingredients is that the plaintiff must be registered under the Trademark Acts. So in infringement action, if the court found that the defendant mark is closely or visually or phonetically similar to the plaintiff's marks, so then no further necessary, then there is no proof is necessary, no further proof. So there is also a well-known case of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, that is Kaviraj Pandit Durgadatt Sharma versus Navratan Pharmaceuticals. It is very old case. It is published in the AAR 1965 Supreme Court 980. In that case, the plaintiff trademark is Navratan and the Navratan Pharmaceutical Laboratories. What the defendant has the defendant has taken the trademark Navratan Kalpa. So the Honorable Supreme Court of India has found that there is a similarity in the mark. So they have restrained that party, and the plaintiff have proved their case in that case also. So there are many others principle also laid down in that case. It is very detailed.
Sir, regarding this, am I audible, sir, now?
Yes,
Am I
you are
audible?
audible.
Sir, regarding this pharmaceuticals thing, so my question is, there are many. So, is a brand name of a particular medicine or any medicine, the brand name of medicine is considered to be the trademark?
Your voice is sometime coming.
So the brand name of a particular medicine is considered to be the trademark?
Sir, can I say, say the question on behalf of him? He's asking a name of any medicine can be considered as a trademark.
Yes, like Crocin. No, the salt and there is a salt and which cannot be as a trademark. Of course, the Ceradon. The Ceradon can be a trademark. The Crocin, it can be a trademark. For example, I'm giving one example.
Yeah. So, sir, in India, we have got two regulatory systems: Central Drug Regulatory System and a State Drug Regulatory System.
Yes.
Now, the company who has registered the trademark in the Central Drug Regulatory System, who has got approvals from the central government. Now, the same small manufacturing companies has got the other trademark, which is only for the state licensing. That is a state licensing authority. So now a company getting registered in a particular state.
Yes.
Do that trademarks are verified with the central government trademark registry? Brand
of course,
names?
they can. Yes. Brand names. So for brand name, you have only one option to take a search. There is no other option for brand.
Okay.
Brand name, so you can search only from the IP sites only.
IP is
intellectual property sites. The trademark office sites.
That is global search.
Sorry, they have a data. The central government and the state governments, and they have also their data. So they generally don't give the identical mark to any the different parties. They may give similar marks to the different party, but they will not give the identical mark to different parties.
Okay. So, sir, can the salt name be the brand name?
No, it can't be, because nobody can have monopoly which is called the generic words. It is open for a public to take benefit of that. So anybody can take the salt name, part of salt name and part of their own brand name. They can join both the mark, both the things, and they invent that any trademark. Because suppose any disease for cancer, so they will take the part of the salt name, because it will easier for the doctor to recollect that this belongs to the cancer type of medicine only.
Okay.
Sir, can you point out some of the differences between passing off and infringement?
So passing off, basically, I told you, suppose I have a one trademark. I'm giving only example. Suppose I have a trademark Prakash, and I am using it very small scale, and I am not well known. I am not aware about my rights, so I am using it, but I have not applied it. But after some time, I found that some other party is using the identical mark or the similar mark. So I can immediately sue them on the basis of a passing off. See, on the ground that, see, I am the proprietor of this mark and I am the owner and I am the prior user. So you can't use it. So in that case, he has only remedy to sue that party on the basis of passing off. And suppose I have a trademark Prakash and I have a registration and I am using it, and anybody is violating my rights, so I can sue them on the basis of my registered trademark also, the infringement. So this is the main basic difference between the passing off and an infringement. And there is a certain, I'll come to later on, there is a benefit of registration also.
Okay, sir. Okay. So the basic difference, we can say that unregistered mark can be go via passing off, right?
Passing off. And first and second, the tests are very high in a passing off. As I told you, 5 things. You have to prove your goodwill, reputation, and misrepresentation. But in an infringement, you are not required to prove anything. You have to only prove that this mark is similar to my mark. Then the issue is over. If the court finds that yes, marks are similar, so they will restrain that party. But in a passing off, you have to show that, see, I am the prior user and I have a goodwill and I have a reputation in the market. So the tests are slightly high in the passing off. So he'll face slightly hurdle, the plaintiff.
Do we need, sir, do we need a strong evidence in case of passing off?
Yes, we need. Of course, we need the our user document, our advertisement documents. So we have to prove it. We need the solid evidence, the document.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So can we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, next is the benefits of a trademark registration. As I told you, as per the section 28 of the trademark, that if the mark is registered, then he has an exclusive right to use that trademark. And the second benefit of the registration is the protection against infringement. And there is a third benefit. If suppose two parties are registered for similar mark, not for identical, so they can't restrain to each other. They have a right to restrain the third party in view of section 28(3). So they can't restrain to each other. So that is the third benefit. And the fourth benefit is the infringement action can be taken on the basis of the registered trademark, which cannot be taken on the unregistered trademark. And the next benefit is the registration is in view of section 134. It talk about the territorial jurisdiction. Suppose I have a registered trademark and I am doing my business in Delhi, and my registered office in Delhi, and somebody is violating my rights in Bangalore, and so I can file the suit in Delhi only in view of section 134 of the Trademark Act, which talks the plaintiff can sue the infringer at their own place. But in passing off, you have to file a case where the defendant is residing or carrying on business. So that is the main one of the very important benefit of the registration. Any question?
Sir, if a partnership firm is there and they have a registered trademark, And
Yes.
if there is a dissolution of a partnership firm,
Yes.
then what happens with the registered trademark?
So they have to write in the dissolution date, this mark, the firm is dissolved, and this assets is goes to the partner, this partner or that partner, or they have equally divided that mark. That depends upon the dissolution date. So those party can decide.
So if a trademark is registered once,
Yes.
and even so the same trademark can be re-registered by any other person,
No. It
because
can't.
so once it's registered, it's gone. Now you have to always suppose I registered a trademark, and then I'm not no more carrying the business. I have
Yes.
stopped carrying the business. So what happens with the trademark?
So you can suppose somebody has a registered trademark, but he's not using it. So there is a section 47 and 57 of trademark, which is called the non-use of a trademark. See, that mark can be cancelled on the basis of non-use. Suppose I have a one trademark and I am not using it for more than 5 years and 3 months. There is a requirement if any party is not using the mark for 5 years and 3 months, and some other party can file the rectification, please cancel this mark as this party has not used this trademark more than in a 5 year and 3 months. So that party can file the rectification. If the mark is rectified, he can apply, that party can apply for a fresh trademark.
Okay, so the same trademark can be used after rectification if the trademark is not used for more than 5 years and 3 months, right?
3 months, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, is there any option for surrendering voluntarily, sir? The trademark. Suppose I decide to discontinue my business. Is there
Yes.
any option for surrendering voluntarily without that 5 years and 3 month clause?
No, because there is a process, every 10 years you have to renew the trademark. If you will not renew your trademark after 10 years, so it will automatically removed from the trademark office.
No, sir, that my question is not that. Like, I am running a business. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, tell me.
Yes, I'm running a business, like, and I take a trademark and I use it for 2 years.
Yes.
Suppose I decide to continue on in the third year. So can I voluntarily, surrender my trademark, saying that I am discontinuing business, so I don't require the trademark. Is there any option possible?
You can write to the trademark office.
So anyone can take it after that, sir, like without waiting for that 5 year, 3 months?
No, nobody can take it, because I told you there is a process. Anyway, because of course, if you have filed a rectification, if you have filed a letter to trademark office that I am not interested to this mark, so definitely if the third party take a search and he found on the status of your trademark that you are not interested, so he can apply, and when the examination report issued in their trademark application, he can say that said party has already informed you that they are not interested with that trademark, so you give me that trademark. So in that case, the trademark office can give the trademark to the other party.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a question related to the trademark symbol. If someone applies with a very minor change, which is not noticeable easily,
yes,
then what is the process to protect the trademark?
On the plaintiff side or the defendant side?
Like I am a Apple owner.
Suppose my trademark is Prakash and somebody is Rakas.
Yes. Just like a Apple symbol, which is eaten from the right side. Maybe someone has taken it and that is from the left side.
Yes. So what you want?
So how I as a owner of Apple, how I can protect my goodwill or my copyright?
So you have to you are talking about from different side or the plaintiff side?
Like I am owner of this trademark, and someone
So
has
you have to suppose you have to file a, of course, if you are in that you found that trademark in the trademark journal, so there is a process of the opposition. If you found in the market, so you have you have an option to file a case, the suit for infringement, if your trademark is registered. If your trademark is not registered, so you have to take a action on the
but
basis.
my question is related to the minor change. The trademark is registered by someone because it is not similar to my trademark symbol. It is a minor change.
That has to be decided. Suppose the mark is slightly different. So
Yeah.
you have to file a case. The court has to decide whether this mark is similar to your mark or not to similar your mark. It is dissimilar or similar. So that depends upon because the law is either side.
Okay.
So ultimately the court has to decide whether the mark is similar or not.
Okay.
So you have to file a case. There you have only one option. If you want to stop that mark, you want to stop their user. If you want to stop their registration, that you have to file a opposition.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, can one product have multiple trademarks?
Can you speak loudly? Your voice.
Can one product have multiple trademarks? One product with multiple trademarks?
Yes, of course. Okay. Product means the suppose one company have 10 products. You were talking about that.
No, suppose Apple company is there, right? So they have a Apple. Continuing with Sony sir's question, what it was, he has a Apple eaten from the right hand side. So can he also use a registered trademark from the left hand side, top, bottom, image?
They can do it.
They can do it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So we have an option. We can register anything unless it is not descriptive.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next, now we come to the jurisdiction part of a trademark cases, where we have to file a case. As per the 134 of a Trademark Act, only the district judge or the Honorable High Court has power to entertain the IP cases. Below the district judge, you can't file the cases like before the civil judge, you can't do it. So it has to be always either before the district judge or the Honorable High Court, because many states does not have the original jurisdiction. The only 3 or 4 states have the original jurisdiction, like Delhi, Bombay. They have original jurisdiction in the High Court. Otherwise, in other states, the original jurisdiction have the district court only. And of course, in Delhi, the suit value is have to be more than 3 lakhs. And if you want to file a case before the Delhi High Court, we have to evaluate the suit, and the value of the suit shall be more than 2 crores. And in earlier, it was a jurisdiction before the normal original sites, but now after commencement of the Commercial Act, now the IP is the part of the Commercial Courts Act. So now we have to file cases in the commercial courts only. So we can't file now the ordinary original civil jurisdictions. So in Delhi, there is every districts have their commercial courts as well as the Honorable High Court. Otherwise, in every states now they have a different courts to decide the disputes pertaining to the commercial courts. So they are now the commercial courts are dealing with the IP matters. So any question regarding this? Otherwise, we'll proceed further.
You can proceed, sir.
Okay. And now the one thing I tell you, in the trademark, the rights of the prior user of a trademark prevails over the registered proprietor. It means suppose I have a trademark, I am using it since 2001, and but I have never applied for registration. I am using it since 2001, and suddenly in 2021, other party has applied the trademark and get the registration. So in that case, if it came to the knowledge of the unregistered proprietor, he can file the case against that registered proprietor, and the rights of the prior user will always prevail over the registered proprietor. There are two cases on which the Honorable Supreme Court of India have given a protection. The first judgment is S. Syed Mohiddin versus P. Soluchna Bai, and the second case is Neon Laboratories versus Medical Technologies. So always remember the rights of the prior user will prevail. So any question?
No, sir. Thank you.
So I want to give one example of a Japan. Earlier, the Japan government, they have a very well-known brands, mostly the Japanese brand. So in their earlier, they were not protecting their brand, and so the public were copying their brands. But few years back, the Japanese government and the courts had decided to protect the IP very strongly. So they protect in their countries, they protect the IPs very strongly. So they have a many, then they have a blast, they have a many well-known brands in all over the world. So we have to protect the IP in India also. So this is my experience. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Sir, in China, many products, but trademark will change in India. Now, what is the cause of that?
Sorry, can you repeat?
No, in China, trademark items, and India, they copied and they changed the trademarks.
No, I'm not
Chinese
getting your
items.
point. Sorry?
No, China items. In India, they change the trademark name, they sell that same item. No, it is possible.
Suppose they have a different trademark in China and they have a different trademark in India, you want to say?
Yeah, same item.
Of course, suppose I want to sell, I want to sell one book in China in the name of A, and I want to sell this book in India in the name of B. So I can do it.
No, it's a trademark act. It is not allowed. No,
it is allowed.
Is a trademark act.
Your voice is breaking.
It is allowed, sir.
Sorry.
No, it is allowed.
Yes, it's
allowed, sir.
I can sell my product in various brands.
But trademark is the same, no? Trademark cannot change.
No, multiple trademarks he can register. One brand can register multiple trademarks. So suppose if MI phone is there, right? And if it is being manufactured in China, they can have trademarks, multiple trademarks, right, sir? As you mentioned earlier, they can have MI or MI with the circle. They can register how many trademarks they want.
There is no limit. They can register many trademarks. There is no limitation
for the same product, and they can sell
for the same products also. Suppose I already told you, I have given you example of the McDonald's. Hello.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, is there any other question?
Not now.
So let's have questions.
Regarding current scenario about the COVID vaccine, right?
Yes.
So it is not pertaining only to the trademarks, also the patent thing, what I want to understand, and the trademarks also. So now we can see multiple companies coming up with the vaccines.
Yes.
And there is only one method of manufacturing the vaccine, what we are aware right now, because there is
Yeah.
no other method like inactivated or attenuated virus or a genetically modified virus. So these
Yes.
are only two methods. So many companies are coming with their own manufacturing process and registration of the vaccine. So how
So
does a patent play that role into it?
the suppose A company is making one product, so they have definitely they have filed the process before the patent office, and the B company is because they are not disclosing their process to each other. They are so they have applied their patent for their process, and it is COVID is a different thing because it is a national, even international apada. So I think there is a government also involved. So I don't know what they are doing in patent. Otherwise, suppose A company is making one product, so they are filing their process, and the B company is making, so B is filing their process before the trade. They are not disclosing their process to each other. So ultimately, the suppose any party have difficulty with the other process, so they have a there is a process of pre-grant opposition. So they can file the opposition in the patent office. This process is, they can say this process is copied from the my process. So the patent office has to see whether which is the prior process and whether it is copied from them or not.
Okay, sir, like 6 to 7 years back there was a case of a Nectar Pharma.
Yes.
So Nectar Pharma against one of the companies known as Bayer Pharmaceuticals. So in
Yes.
that situation, what happened was that Nectar Pharma filed a case stating that the drug what they are giving for the anti-cancer drug,
Yes.
right, and which is very costly,
Yes.
and they can manufacture it at a very lower rate. But Bayer
Yes.
Pharmaceuticals had a patent for that particular product because they invented it.
Yes.
So, and the scene is that the Nectar Pharma has won the case, and they can manufacture the same product in India,
Yes. So
even though
I
the
have
patent
to,
was is.
yes, I have to see the first of all that case, what happened in this case. Because I am not aware of the facts of that case. Otherwise, the if you have a if you have a valid patent, so for 20 years, the patent is for 20 years. It will come after 20 years for in a public domain. Anybody can use it after 20 years. If in between any parties using their process and they file a case generally and they entitled for restraint order as well as for damages. So I have to check that case what actually happened and on what ground they have been. So
Okay,
they may have a different process, slightly different process. So maybe they have won on that basis.
sir. In that case, when I was reviewing that case, so I realized there is something called as not the emergency approval, but a requirement to in the patent only there is some treaty, something is there, third party treaty. I don't remember that exactly the word. It was 5 to 6 years
Yes.
back. On that basis, the same case, even the Cipla Pharmaceuticals applied for another product in Nepal,
Yes.
and they won. And the company what was selling is was of about 50,000 local currency, but the Cipla Pharmaceutical was providing it only 3 to 4,000 rupees. So there is
Okay.
some treaty. Yeah, I'm not
So
able to recall that thing. So
yes.
I
So
wanted to understand
what
something about
happened in
that.
the designer patent? What happened? If the in design, suppose in design, if the design is pre-published anywhere in the world, so they lost their right. Similarly, in the patent, if the process they have the suppose the A company has sued the B, but the A copy had themselves has copied the process of the C party. So definitely the A will not succeed in their case. You want to say like that?
Okay. No, sir. Like suppose in the economical condition of India is very not as much as of the US.
Yes.
Right now, the
Yes.
manufacturing cost of now Pfizer having particular molecule which is introduced in India and which is required in India,
Mm.
and the cost is 2,500 rupees. Every people cannot afford the 2,500 of medication.
Yes.
So the Indian company is proposing to government that I
Mm.
can manufacture it at the cost of 250 rupees. on what basis the Indian company can get success to manufacture that particular product?
They might have taken
Specifically saying,
license from that on the basis of royalty.
so royalty is not affordable for the Indian company, because if they are giving it a very low rate, the Pfizer is anyways going to charge the difference of the royalty, and which is not possible for them to pay the royalty. Without
So
royalty, what can be done?
no, without royalty, it can't be done. You can't infringe the other party patent now. So we have to check that case actually what happened in that.
No, sir. Actually, there is something which is, I'm not able to recall exactly the technical term. It was long back, but what my understanding is, when there is some requirement in a country for a particular medication, the drug specific, because mostly the infringement happens with the drugs and everything, because it's like very much crucial and which is required in each and every country. So when
Okay.
there is a drug approval and the country is not able to afford it,
Hmm.
at that time there is some place where the local company or local uh, state government or any person in the state can apply for the manufacturing with the court, and the court gives them the permission
Okay.
that yes, in our country this is not being followed, but there is something technical term is which I'm not able to
Trinity, I
get it,
think Trinity,
so I'm
because in
asking it.
the patent, I'll tell you
Yes, yes,
the
Trinity.
the first fundamental principle in the patent is that the science background is mandatory in the patent. So I do basically trademark, copyright, and design cases. Patent, I don't have much experience. Even I don't have handled the patent cases. The patent is a very vast, because the fundamental principle is the science background is required for that. The science graduate is mandatory for the patent agent. So science background is required
Okay, sir.
basically. So I have not much sure about the patent, but I have. But
So
I'll
okay,
definitely let the check.
you are correct, sir. What you told Trinity? What was that word?
Trinity, Trinity,
Trinity.
Trinity.
That was the word. Yeah, so I was recalling as a Trinity.
Okay.
So that word was not. So in this Trinity Act, many companies has filed this particular and won the cases and given this particular medication at the lower cost.
Okay. So
So
I'll definitely
yes,
I will revert on the patent when we will come on the patents. Definitely I will revert on that. The Trinity.
yeah, Trienty, right? So Trinity.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, let's take questions in the end. Let's allow sir to continue, please. Yeah. Yes, sir. Prakash sir, you can continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, my the on the trademark, I have finished, sir. Any other
Okay.
questions you can ask?
Okay.
Sir, as you said, for patent, we need a science graduates, right, sir?
Science background and yes.
Engineering is also accepted or not for
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
For electronics product, of course, yes.
Okay. Right, sir.
So suppose if you want to if you want to pursue a career into the intellectual property rights
Yes.
after completing our of three years of LLB course, what
Yes.
steps do we need to take?
Sir, first of all, you make your mind, and if you are interested, because we have to go in that field only which we are actually interested. So I'm telling you, for litigation perspective, it is very difficult for first generation they have to work very hard, not in IP, in any field. So first of all, you see in which field your interest is there. So you have to choose that field only. If you are interested in IP, so you have to do your internship in the IP firms. You try in a big firms, so it will help you in after that also.
So
When
any
you will be,
additional certification is required along with 3 years of LLB for going into IPR?
no, nothing is required. You have to just enroll with the respective bar council, and you may start your practice.
Okay, sir.
There are diploma courses available, Chanakya, I think so.
No, but which is yes, of course, you want to study diploma and degree, that is your choice, but it is not mandatory to practice.
Correct.
Practicing in the litigation or the prosecution. It is only the LLB course is required.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So is masters done in IPR?
Yes.
LLM?
Sorry?
Is LLM done in IPR?
Oh, are you doing?
No, I'm
He's
asking you,
asking,
sir.
is it available? Masters in IP.
Masters is available in respective fields.
Okay.
Sir knows in better than me.
No, sir.
Yes.
You are right now expert. So, sir, recently I got to know about this advancement in automations and machine learnings and algorithms. So, how these things are getting trademark approved from government? Because I think that trademarks are the particular property, and right now with this automation coming and machine learning neural technologies which are coming, how do the trademarks are playing important role into that processes?
Processes of what?
Suppose right now automation is there, right? For particular automation is there, some
Yes.
technology has come right now,
Yes.
everything is going on
So
cloud process.
for technologies, so you have an option for patent only. For process, so you can't register as a patent. But of course, if there is a name of a particular process, so you can get register that name on the title.
See,
Okay,
Chanakya, you should just understand this basic thing that technology will go under patents and the software used for it will go under copyrights,
Copyright.
and the company name of that company will go under trademarks.
Name and brand name and title. You can register title in the trademark under the trademark.
So under three
okay.
subjects: patents, copyrights, and trademarks, it
and
will
patent
go
and designs.
And there is one more patent called geographical indications.
That is also
different.
Is there.
It's a different aspect.
So industrial design is the infrastructure.
Industrial design covers, which is basically shapes only.
Shapes, yes.
Shapes.
Yes.
Okay.
So anybody has any questions?
Yes, sir. I have one question for Prakash, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how do you see the prospects of IP lawyers in India?
Ma'am, IP lawyers, basically, there are few states in, I think Delhi is number one, where the lot of IP cases, and I think second is the Mumbai, and the third is, I think, the Madras. So 3 or 4 states there is regular IP cases is filing, but other states they don't have much lawyers, and they don't have they don't have IP lawyers in other states.
So we can say that it is still in budding stage.
Of course, we can say.
Only the only the 4 metropolitan cities have got IP tribunals. Delhi,
Calcutta
Bombay,
has
Calcutta.
Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta,
Madras.
and the Madras. Basically, they otherwise suppose Allahabad, they don't have. Of course, there is a very little cases they filed.
I think one more tribunal is there in Nagpur. I think so, right? Correct.
They are planning for intellectual property appellate board, but now the central government has abolished that. Few months back, they have abolished that tribunal. Now they are planning to come those cases under the Commercial Act only.
Yes, jurisdiction for South India, I think it will be in Madras for most.
For IPAB earlier there were one bench which sits sometime for Delhi, sometime for Bombay, sometime for Calcutta, and sometime for Madras. So the same judges are rounding on 4 states.
Okay. So now it's also available online, I believe so. Like filing, hearing.
No, now the IPAB abolished now.
Okay.
Now they are planning under the Commercial Act. It has to come. Come. I don't know when it will come.
So
because there is a lot of pendency.
Is there anything? Have they planned anything to combine international laws, European strict compliance rules and regulations?
Sir, as of now, not, but they are planning. In future, they may, because we are registered in WIPO also. There is a, if you want to file any application through WIPO, there are, I think, 190 countries are registered in that website.
Correct. So, any students has any last doubts?
So, sir, you mean to say that if IP cases are being dealt by the commercial courts, then the
Yes.
prospect for IP professionals, lawyers particularly, the prospects will be more?
Yes, of course, the Commercial Act is beneficial for everyone because the disposal is going to be fast than normal course of act. It is the commercial earlier. Suppose if the plaintiff succeed in their case, so court generally do not grant the much damages and cost. Now in the Commercial Act, the losing party shall also pay the damages as well as the litigation cost and the extra, the compensation also. So they have now, that is why they have introduced the Commercial Act. It is more strict than earlier laws.
Commercial Act.
Yes, Commercial Courts Act.
Commercial Courts Act.
Sir,
Okay.
sorry to ask a very basic question. What is a commercial act? Is it a particular act which is going to come like
Yes, it is the Commercial Courts Act. It is like just like Arbitration Act. So it is like that, only the Commercial Courts Act. Now the arbitration has also comes under the Commercial Courts Act only. Whichever the commercial dispute, which will cover under the Commercial Act only.
So
Sir, corporate law and commercial, like both are same or different things, sir?
Sir, if the corporate is the pertaining to commercial disputes, definitely it will comes under the Commercial Act. If the dispute is commercial.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So the IPR cases goes into the normal session court, high court, Supreme Court, like that only, or they have a separate court?
No, they have now different courts. Now we can file only in the commercial courts only. They have deputed they have make a different courts for the commercial matters.
So is it like we have a family court other than
Yes.
session court? Is
Yes.
it like a commercial court?
Yes. It is like a family court. Yes, you are right.
So like So we remember Abhilash sir telling in our first semester class that family courts are for metropolitan areas, like where more than 10 lakh people population.
No, but in the commercial court has now the Delhi has to every district have commercial court, but suppose Haryana has earlier has only one commercial court in Gurgaon, so that Gurgaon covers the entire Haryana. So it is like UP also. I think the commercial court is in Meerut only. So they are processing. They are increasing the commercial courts. Recently, I have read in the newspaper the UP are also increasing the commercial courts.
Have they started functioning? Commercial
Yes.
courts?
Yes, commercial courts.
For implementing decisions, do they follow IP laws?
Yes.
Okay. That was very
The
informative.
law is same, only they are strict. They are time bound manner.
Yes. So any last doubts?
No, sir. Thank you very much. It was very enlightening discussion. Thank
you
you very
Yes,
much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Very informative, sir. Thank you.
Very
Thank you so much,
informative,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank
May
you,
I
sir.
leave?
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. It
Thank
was.
you, sir. Thank you so much. May I
Thank
leave?
you, sir.
2
Thank you,
minutes.
sir.
Thank you, Prakash sir. It was a very informative
Sir, it is,
seminar. It was a lot of brainstorming and discussions. Our students were able to learn more from you. We would like to
Thank you.
learn more from
Sir.
you in coming days.
Thank you too. You have given me this opportunity.
Thank you.
I
How
am
did you
highly
find
obliged.
the audience, sir?
No, I am highly obliged.
Thank you. Thank
The
you. sir.
Amrita ma'am especially.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This was a quality seminar and everybody loved it.
No,
Thank you very much,
so
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I will end the meeting.
And also thank you to Abhilash
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
And thank you to Amrita madam. Actually, Amrita madam
Yes.
invited sir to come here.
Yes.
Thank you, Amrita
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am.
Prakash, this was for trademark. I look forward for copyright and industrial design also.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
Sure.
definitely.
that's very important, madam.
Again, a
It's my
copyright is very interesting topic, and I mean, my personal interest is also there. So,
So we will
I
get
still
in
look
touch.
forward.
You fix a time. We will
Sure,
do it. No
sure.
problem.
Next month we will plan out.
Definitely.
Yeah, because this next week we are like already timed out with several other people.
Yes, you know,
So-
sir, the situation is also very vast in
Yes,
Delhi.
now every advocates are available actually for conducting seminars in this lockdown scenario.
Till
So
the
we are
time till the time he's fine.
sure, sure.
ठीक है sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you
sir.
very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thank you, Abhilash sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Bye,
Thank you, Amrita
Thank you,
madam.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Amrita ma'am.